Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, folks. Michael Zuber, one rental at a time, back with the CEO of Hemlane. How you doing, Dana?
I'm great. Thanks for having me again.
I'm really excited for this one. This is, we've done a lot of talking about Hemlane from the landlord perspective. I particularly like Hemlane for the other side, right? It provides a uniform vehicle or a way for tenants to communicate, ask for, do whatnot. So I thought maybe you should show Hemlane from the tenant perspective. What do you think?
Yeah, I'd love that. We hear a lot from tenants that they have a fantastic experience. Get emails all the time of someone saying, "Whoa, I just went through your application process," and it's really cool to hear that
Yeah.
because again, this is your customer when you're a landlord, and you want your customer to have a great experience, so they stay for longer. They recommend you as a landlord if you have other rental properties, all of that. And so let's go ahead and just get started. From a tenant's perspective, they are not going to be going to a property management software to find their rental property, right? They're going to be going to Zillow, Zumper, apartments.com, for rent.com, realtor.com. Most recently, actually, Redfin now has rental properties through the Rent Path acquisition there. But what they will do is they will reach out and say, I'm interested in this property. That, as you've seen under our prospective tenants, that record automatically comes into our website, regardless of where the tenant came from. With that, though, we actually redirect the tenants to our own website to say, great, it's the same photos that you would see on the listing websites. It would have all the information about the property in here, but there's this button called Schedule Showings. There's also a button called Apply Now. When they click the Apply Now button, they can't go through the full application process. They can only just get started with it. So you get a preview of their application, but not their background and credit check, or they can ask you a question. For tenants, we obviously have the call to action. A call to action means that it's a bigger in your face button to schedule a showing. That's typically what tenants want to do first. And that's also what you want. You don't want someone to sign a lease who has never seen your rental property. And so we go through, and there's other listings by Zuber Investments here. So in case you want them to see other properties that you have that are available on market, they can click on that. But I'll go ahead and click schedule showing. I am Pacific Standard Time right now, so it's saying the showing's at 7 a.m. But because this is on the East Coast, it's actually later, it's at 10 a.m. So go ahead and click sign up here. And when we have the tenant put their information in, we ask them quite a few questions, such as their expected move-in date. If they're expecting to move in 6 months, then you can follow up and respond to them, because we'll highlight that of, oh, you know what, it's available now. Most likely it's not going to be available for you. That is a great experience for tenants to just let them know. And then we ask them questions based on the criteria that you have. You don't want to waste a tenant's time. You don't want them to go out to the property and say they have pets just for you to say, I do not accept pets.
Right.
Or for them to say they have credit under 600 and you just don't accept that. They can put anything in here and then they can go ahead and register for a showing. Once they register for the showing, they get text messages, alerts, everything that they need to make sure that they're set up for success of showing up to the property. Believe it or not, a lot of tenants don't show up. So we're constantly reminding them, make sure you're showing up. If you're not, press 1 to cancel the showing, whatever it is, to make it super easy so we're not wasting your time as well. But once they're in here, they'll have their application. They'll have this very simple, easy dashboard. Here I'm under messages, so they can send a message to at any time. Everything's mobile friendly for them, and they also get text messages alerts with it all. They also have a dashboard. You would hope that they're never late on rent, but if they are, then you'll see those late payments here. They can very quickly submit a maintenance request, message you directly from the system, reminder of the terms. They can see their terms and documents, which means they can see inspection forms, the lease agreement. Everything is in here for them. Their banks and cards, let's just say they change bank accounts, they want it to come from a different bank account. They can see their payments, what's in transit, what has been paid. So we try to make it super easy for them. And we always tell them, you just have to go to dashboard for anything. You don't have to go to this stuff, but if you wanted to download the lease or something, you could, but 99% of the things that they'll want to do is from their dashboard. So anyways, that's a quick high level of Hemlane for tenants and how it works. One other thing you'll notice is on the landlord side of things, you can add a photo of yourself, things like that. On the tenant side, we don't do that for fair housing, especially with the application process. So you'll see that they're not adding a photo of what they look like or anything like that. We are definitely following best in class practices.
Very cool. Again, folks, one of the things as a prospective landlord, lots of my followers don't yet have their first rental. I strongly recommend you take Dana up on her free 30-day trial. Where can they get that?
You can go to www.hemlane.com and just mention one rental at a time. You do get a 30-day free trial, as Michael mentioned.
Awesome. And what I want you to do, folks, is there's a PDF in my free course, link in the description below. Print that out and go through it. Have some friends come over, go through it as a tenant landlord. If you're in the paid course, you have the extra bonus of Dana actually creating hours of walkthrough. So she actually walks you through the application. So Dana, this has been a lot of fun. Nice work.
Great. Thanks so much.
You got it.
Thanks for having me.